What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Tatum Takes, and today I want to talk about, I'm always putting together some lists of like some great hip-hop songs or the greatest hip-hop debuts and things of that nature, right? Greatest sophomore albums. Today I wanted to do something different. Today I wanted to discuss 15 hip-hop sophomore albums that didn't live up to the debut. This was tough too, because it was so many. Like, I tried to get some from each era in a way. I have 14. I wanted to get 15, but it was so hard for me to think if I could come up with a 15 while I'm doing this, a 15 one, I'll say it. But if not, you let me know some of your favorites. So let's start. I'm gonna start hot, and this is in no particular order, but my first choice, I'm coming in hot. Even though I like this album, 50 Cent, The Massacre. I myself enjoy this album, but I also got to be realistic, right? Like, coming after Get Rich or Die Trying, it's like he would have had to do like the unthinkable. Like, he would have to like die or something and release The Massacre. Like, it was nothing. Honestly, I felt like it was nothing that he could do to live up to that first album. Like, it was one of a kind for sure. So I had to put 50 Cent, The Massacre on there. I know my subscribers are like, why would you? Jay-Z, Volume 1. I think even though I see people trying to do revisionist history on that album, the album's just not good. Like, Jay-Z admits it's not good. It has some songs on there. He's still one of the greatest rappers of all time, if not the greatest rapper. He is the greatest rapper of all time. Fuck am I saying? But we can admit when it just didn't live up to Reasonable Doubt. It's nowhere close to that album. So I had to put Volume 1 on this list. I just mentioned 50 Cent. The Game, The Doctor's Advocate. Great album, right? And I wanted to pick albums on here that like wasn't so much duds also, but like The Game, The Doctor's Advocate, great album, but nowhere near the documentary. And it just feels weird. Like, every time I even hear Strip Club, every time I hear that song, it reminds me of a knockoff 50 Cent song, even though One Blood is still classic. Next up, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Love, Sean Combs, whatever the fuck you want to call them, the Forever album. I feel like coming after No Way Out, which I think is a classic. You can argue with anyone. That's a fucking classic album. I don't care what anyone says. Forever just seemed lackluster. It seemed like Biggie died, Mace left, Sean was coming up, but I think he already even got into the altercation. So it was a weird moment for Diddy, just musically, and Bad Boy as a record, staff record label, and as a motherfucking crew at the time. So Forever, and I still remember that Public Enemy #1 song is just horrible, man. Like, wasn't that on like the Godzilla soundtrack or some shit? Like, it was just too much budget and not enough quality. Lauryn Hill, Unplugged. Some might not even consider that an album, but after Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, I like some songs off of the Unplugged album, but a lot of them have the same beat. And I remember the 50 Cent line was like, I used to listen to Lauryn Hill and tap my feet. Then a bit out of CD, didn't have no beats. I just lost all of my Black women fan base subscribers when I mentioned Lauryn Hill Unplugged. That one just went out the window. And I'm about to lose them again. Next up, I have Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday, Romans Reloaded. That album is just bad. She felt that one. I always wonder what's when an artist, because we want artists to grow and develop, right? But we don't want it the very next album. You know what I mean? Like, Kanye couldn't drop College Dropout and go straight to 808s and Heartbreaks. Like, he had to have that in between of Late Registration and Graduation, where we started to hear new sounds where we can accept it from him, right? But if you go straight pop on your second album after being held up as the new queen of hip hop, it's kind of a spit in the face to go straight pop. It's like selling out. So yeah, Pink Friday, Roman Reloaded, nah. Snoop Dogg, The Dogfather, absolutely not. Just a bad album, just a bad time for Death Row. Just a weird time too, like no Dr. Dre on the album. I think he had the Pac joint, the Charlie Wilson joint as well, but nothing compared to Doggy Style. Again, it's like, I would compare it to The Massacre, but The Massacre actually had success, right? Like, even though, like I said, the Get Rich or Die Trying, The Massacre thing, nothing could really compare to Doggy Style, but Dogfather didn't even have like hits. It was just a weird, eerie time for hip hop, and yeah, it was just weird. Just a weird time. So I had to put Dogfather on here. Next up, DMX, Flesh in My Flesh, Blood in My Blood. Love the album cover. I think the album cover is more classic than his debut. But the album itself, it doesn't hold the candle to It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Even though Slippin's on there, which is probably DMX's best song, but it still doesn't hold the candle to that debut album. Here's a newer one, Black Star, No Fear of Time. Compared to their debut album, no. People are going to be mad at Young Jeezy, Thug Motivation 102, The Inspiration. I know some people like that album. I feel like I'm on a lonely island when I say this, but I think the album is horrible. And then The Recession after that was like way better than The Inspiration to me. Next up, I have Mos Def, The New Danger. Doesn't hold a candle to Black on Both Sides. I love The Panties. It was probably my favorite song on there, but maybe it was like very experimental, like really the Mos Def bag, especially with True Magic after and The Static, which I think is Mos Def's best album. It kind of gets lost in the shuffle. A newer one as well, YG, Still Brazy. I think My Crazy Life was the last West Coast real like debut album that was just classic, embodying that West Coast sound. Two more, I have Lloyd Banks, Rotten Apple, coming after Hunger for More. These are ones I was just thinking of. His real sophomore album got leaked, if you know the history on that. So he had to re-record and kind of rush the Rotten Apple album, which it's not even close to Hunger for More. I also had Mace Double Up. Compared to Harlem World, not even close. Foxy's second album was cool. Kim, what was Kim's? The Notorious K.I.M.? I guess you could say that's a fall off from, but she had fucking... Shit, if I put the mask on here, I have to put Notorious K.I.M. What else? For the old school people, was like Eric B. and Rakim's second album. What was it? Follow the Leader. Was that better than Paid in Full? Let me know. I don't think so. It's so many. Let me know in the comments. I could be here all night trying to think of more. Raekwon's second album. Shit, you could put Method Man's second album to Cal 2000. I've been trying to think of the people who had like major, like great debuts out the gate. Let me know in the comments some of the albums I forgot to mention, any ones that come to your mind. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers before the summer. Let's do it. We can do it. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that knows a friend that can subscribe, that can. Or maybe I should just get like a AI to like fill up the subscriber. Till the next time, I'm Tatum. Peace.